Our individual inquiries focused on engagement within reading and writing. Wendy looked at topical context. I myself, Gabrielle, focused on finding an alternative strategy. Mason implemented collaboration into her lessons, and Clarice focused on co-construction.
My inquiry was to engage Year 7 reluctant male writers. My AT gave me 5 boys to work with for 1 week. Their e-Astor results were 2A or 2P. After collecting baseline data, I decided to begin with a focus on punctuation. I based my intervention on fortnight. Individually, they created characters, then together they established a scenario, combined their characters to assemble a team, and strategized. After this first week, my group morphed from 5 to 15. I was given 2 more weeks. By week 4, I had 25 students across the MLE, Year 7 and 8. I moved the students onto rap. We critiqued Eminem, Black Eyed Peas, Macklemore and the Fresh Prince. I discovered context and topic impacted student engagement. Something so small and easily accommodated yet incredibly influential. Mandated topics do not elicit quality writing. Using a contextually relevant topic engaged reluctant writers. Atkin and Cinema talked about recognising what interested the students. My initial 5 boys were reassessed. According to e-Astor, they had all improved. Of more importance was the huge improvement with engagement.
Find me the word and. Well done. Can you find me the word look? My inquiry was to find an effective way to teach a group of Year 1 and 2 targeted students their basic sight word recall. Even after working intensively with my target group on a daily basis using common strategies, they were still not performing. My observations of the students throughout their school day and their testing results did not align with what I knew they were capable of. I questioned whether it was the testing approach that was causing them to fail. My idea was for them to show me the words from their readers. To my surprise, they were so much better than the formal testing suggested. The students really enjoyed this experience. We turned it into a game. During my last week of practicum, the best thing happened. Using my assessment tool, 2 out of the 4 students showed they were able to move to the next level. What I discovered was that my teaching strategy actually worked for these students, and if I get a similar group of students when I am a teacher, I will use this approach again.
My inquiry was to get reluctant writers engaged. As a class, we deconstructed poems, breaking them into steps, initially looking at line breaks. We worked together to position them on the page. After examples were shown, students practiced this in their groups. I allowed them to choose their own groups to work with. Students were engaged in the task and worked collaboratively. This created a positive atmosphere for the whole class. Through my inquiry, I learned that it was important for students to feel confident writing independently. However, it is also important they collaborate as this builds up their confidence and engages them working positively together. My AT and I both agree that we will use this approach going forward.
My inquiry was to identify what strategies would make an impact on learners with learning needs in the area of reading. I discovered that to increase student engagement, lessons had to include an element of co-construction. To incorporate this concept, I encouraged the boys individually to share with me their interests and whether they enjoyed reading. With this information, I created a reading program which included the interests of the students and recognised their prior knowledge and experiences. I tried some of Sheena Cameron's reading strategies as well as decoding strategies including Chunky Monkey and Skippy Frog. With this, I began noticing an increased level of engagement, participation and positivity in reading. I noticed those who were surrounded by support, especially from those at home, made a lot of progress, specifically one student who read every day and jumped from yellow 1 to green 1 from July to October. Going forward, I hope to encourage students to read through providing a variety of books which acknowledge the wide range of interests within the class. Also, I would like to provide support for parents and caregivers so they feel confident in fostering the reading development of their child.
We discovered engagement is multifaceted. Individually, we considered separate topics: topical context, finding an alternative strategy, collaboration, and co-construction. These weave together naturally. The results are increased engagement, motivation, and therefore learning.